Hi everyone, I'm Sally, I'm from RD, Thermomix Australia, and I'm here to show you one of our new muffins from the Muffin collection, which is coming up soon. So this is a bit fancy and it's a delicious muffin. We tried to focus on a really quality cafe style muffin here. None of this pre-mix business, and I think you'll find this is a really quick, easy, adaptable recipe, and I hope you enjoy. So this is a fancy smoked salmon and dill cream muffin. So we're going to make it right before your eyes here. And first of all, we're going to start with the topping. So this lovely muffin, once it's cooled, gets topped with a beautiful dill cream. So we're just going to put in our cream cheese, some capers, big, little, it's fine. Just drain them, they're fine. Pepper and salt. A little bit of milk, but I'm actually going to do that last because we want to make sure that we've got the right consistency. Sometimes we can tweak that a little bit. We don't want our cream too thin. And we're going to put in some lemon juice, give it a bit of zing. And actually I'll put the milk in now because I did develop this recipe, so I should have it right. As you can see, guys, I haven't been weighing as I've been going along because this has all been done prior to filming, but when you go to the recipe, all your measurements are going to be there, so don't stress about that. So now let's just give this a whiz. So we're just going to do 5 seconds on speed 6. Okay, so give it a really good mix up. Okay, so here's our lovely cream. Okay, so it's going to have a slight little green tinge to it. That's our fresh chives and dill that we put in, so that we've mixed it all up in together. The capers have obviously added a little bit of a green tinge as well. And sometimes you'll get a few little bits of chives that haven't quite mushed up. So just cut those fairly small when you pop them into your ingredients. So now I'm just going to put this straight into a piping bag. The idea of this is going to chill a little bit in the fridge before we cook our muffins, and that's out of the way. It also means I don't have to wash my bowl. Another big bonus, because, you know, less of that is more. And I'm just going to get all of our lovely cream out. If you don't get all of it, don't stress, because we're about to chop something else in there. And if it all gets mixed in, that's fine. So I haven't got completely everything off. You can do your little trick of putting the lid on and putting it on a high speed and flicking everything off the blades if you want. That would work as well. So this I'm just going to pop in the bag, just like that. And that's going to go in the fridge until we do our muffins and until they've come out of the oven and cooled down. All right, so next part of our recipe, we're going to make the muffin mixture, or some people call it a batter. So we've got some cheddar cheese here, which is going in, and a little bit of zucchini. That's going to help a little bit of moisture and a little bit of veg in our savoury muffin. So the zucchini's gone in, and we're just going to give those a little bit of a chop. As you can see, we hadn't washed our bowl. And that is a big bonus. Okay, so now we've got our mix. This is our zucchini and cheese. And we're just going to pop that aside. Okay, it's going to get put back in later. And this is basically a base that I use in a lot of muffins. So the next part of our muffin mixture is to melt our butter, okay? So about 125 grams, in we go. We're not going to clean the bowl, as I mentioned before. And we just need it just melted. So it doesn't have to be bubbling away. And how good is it that we can do it all in the bowl? You know, we're not going off to a microwave and dirtying another thing and melting that butter. We're all just going to do it now. And we're going to do that on 60 degrees and just speed 2. Okay, so our butter's melted, 2 minutes, 60 degrees. Here we go. That's plenty. Like there's a little chunk in there, but it's no big deal. That's all going to get mixed in now, okay? So now we get to add our, now because the butter's a little bit warm, I don't put the egg in now. I don't want the egg getting warm as such or cooking before I've got to all my other ingredients, okay? So I'm just going to add in some yogurt. So it's Greek yogurt or natural yogurt. And obviously if you're doing a sweet muffin and you don't have natural yogurt, you could use whatever sweet yogurt you had in the fridge or something like that. Okay, now I'm going to add my milk. So this is my wet mix. So with muffins, we usually do a wet mix and then fold in the dry, okay? We've got our egg now that we can put in because we've got all those other liquids in there that have cooled it down. We're going to put back our cheese and our zucchini, and we're just going to give that a little bit of a whiz. Okay, just a few seconds, about speed 5. And that's just incorporated with the mixture together. Okay, I'll give you a little bit of a look. So we've got a really lovely wet mix here. Okay, and that's where now we're going to add in our flour and our spices, which I'll show you. So we've got our self-raising flour. Okay, we're just going to pop that in. Now here we've got some pepper, salt, dried dill, some mustard, ground mustard, some chili flakes, and some paprika. Okay, so we're going to add those in. They're going to give a little bit of a zing and give us that nice savoury flavour. Okay, so we've got it all in the bowl. Okay, you can see here, now we're just going to do 5 seconds, speed 5. Then we're just going to fold in our hot smoked salmon after that. Okay, so 5 seconds, speed 5. Something to remind you of with muffins, which is a little bit different sometimes to cake batters, less is more. So you want the flour just incorporated. It doesn't have to be like a super smooth batter or anything like that, because that's what gives your muffin its nice light texture, okay? If you start really whipping that flour in there and blending it, you're going to get a very tough muffin. Okay, so this is what we've got now. Okay, you can see your nice colour that the paprika's given it. Okay, and now we're just going to fold in our hot smoked salmon. So you find this in your supermarket where you find your other cured smoked salmon. This has been hot smoked, and I'm just showing you this big fat piece to show you. I've taken the skin off. Sometimes you can buy it without the skin, and I'm just breaking it just into pieces like that, okay? And then I've done that with the other pieces. So you've got 200 grams of smoked salmon there. If you had a little bit less, that's also fine, okay? And now I'm just going to use my spatula just to incorporate it so that, like, I don't want it, I want to have a few little chunks in my muffins. I don't just want it to be like a salmon mousse. So that's it. So that's done. So our muffin mixture is done. And now we're just going to spoon it into our Texas muffin wrappers. Okay guys, so the best bit is getting these, well, it's probably not quite the best bit, but it's the step before the best bit, the step before eating them, isn't it? So we're going to pop just a couple of spoonfuls, heaped spoonfuls into these Texas muffin wrappers. Now, basically this is like a square of paper. So if you've got baking paper at home, you can do it. And then I've bought these like this. The supermarkets also sell some. Sometimes they're a brown color. They're slightly smaller than these ones, but you're looking for a 2/3 of a cup capacity, roughly, to use with the Texas muffin. Because obviously what we're trying to achieve is that big sort of cafe style, big enough muffin to have for lunch sort of size muffin. Obviously, if you wanted to make smaller muffins out of this, like mini ones for a little function or something like that, you would just have to adjust your cooking time accordingly, okay? These are going to do about 20 to 25 minutes on 200. So obviously if you were doing smaller ones, you would have to reduce your time. I mean, I'm spooning these in at the moment, as you can see. You can use a different sort of spatula if you wish. I'm not sort of doing anything too drastic. Okay, so we're going to get the last bit of our mixture here out with a spatula. Waste not, want not, right? Especially that yummy salmon and stuff. So here we go, all nice and full. These lovely scrumptious muffins, okay? We're going to put them in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes on 200 degrees. So our beautiful muffins have come out of the oven. We've left them in the tray for at least 5 to 10 minutes to let them set. Then we transfer them to a wire rack and let them cool down pretty much so that they're room temperature. And the reason for that is that when you pipe on your dill cream, you don't want it running all over the sides, okay? If you were to transport them, like if you're catering or something, then maybe just take this with you and then just pipe them right at the end. That would be my suggestion, but we're just going to pipe one now and show you. We've got a lovely little muffin here, and this is basically going to mean that you don't need to have butter on them because you've already got the cream. Okay, so let's just cut one open and see how delicious these little things are. I'm using a little serrated knife because it's going to be the easiest thing to cut through the paper, and you'll be able to see once I've cut it that they are not doughy. They're lovely and light and delicious and scrumptious. Now this is just one of quite a few muffins that are going to be in this collection. There's sweet and savoury. There's some that have got tomato chutney inside of them. There's some that have got caramel inside or lemon curd. There's a bit of ginger. There's nuts. There's all sorts in there. You must check it out. They are super easy to make. Once you've done it a few times, I think you'll recognise that there's quite a solid base there that you can use for different things. And I'm sure you'll delight your guests with some delicious muffins or your work colleagues. Enjoy.